radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Good evening, Fade to Black. Bespoke Radio for the masses. Yeah, how you doing? How you doing? Don't you want to know what I'm up to here in the bunker right before showtime? Yeah, you want to know. Today's Thursday, October 14th, 2021. 286 days into the new year, only 79 days left. We are live from a bunker somewhere in the middle of nowhere, a total undisclosed location. Yeah, I got to put my utensils away. But it is beautiful in here. I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down. East and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and the UnX Network. Race Hobbs. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? All right. Tonight is another Fadernight with open lines all night long. Yeah, man. 747-228-2051. What a great day today. You know, I try to make every day great. You know, that's what I do. And today was a great day. And I'm gearing up, you know, right after the show tonight. I'm going to grab about 3 or 4 hours of sleep and then jump on a jet plane in the morning and go out and take care of some business. I'll be back on Sunday night. And we've got a great week lined up next week, by the way. So I'm excited to get back and get right to it on Monday with Fade to Black. What a great week next week. Anyway, that tri-scale, that's a great shot of Billy Gibbons right there. And I love that guitar. I love that guitar. All right. And 747-228-2051. And I must have just said that because, yeah, you know what's going on here right now. Calls are already coming in. And so there you go. Tonight's Thursday. It is another Fader night. I'm excited. And I've got a really cool weekend in front of me. Busy one. It's all business. But, yeah, right? Foofa. So let's get this show cracking. I am going to be at the Starworks USA UFOs All the Above and Beyond Conference. It is going down this November 12th through the 14th in Laughlin, Nevada at the Aquarius Hotel and Casino. And I posted up throughout social media today links for everybody to go and get your tickets and information and come and hang out with us in Laughlin, Nevada. It's going to be great. Jacques Vallée, Paul Hynek, Grant Cameron, Colin Andrews, Jaime Maussan, and 10 other amazing speakers. And we had Paul Hynek on the show earlier this week. He's great. And, you know, that's one of the things about a conference like this and the way that Paula Harris has got everything set up where you get to just hang out with everybody and lots of dinners. They have a gala. a gala. You know, you got to wear colors and all of that's going to be great. And then Friday night, we'll be doing Faded Black Live right there on stage. And so come and hang out with us. It is going to be great. An in-person, real live conference right there in Laughlin, Nevada. Okay, so go and get your tickets and info and at starworksusa.com. The links are right there. They're also in the video description box below. All right, I'll see all of you there. And what's really cool is I've had a few friends of mine that are going, and that some I haven't seen in a while, some I have seen recently, that are going to be there, and that's going to just make this really special for me. So come and meet my friends. Come out. Going to have the Fade to Black booth there. Come and be a Fadernight. Come and hang out with us. All right. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. That's what you want to do. Just kind of hit there. I got a little bit of Twitter action coming up here in just a bit. I'll talk about some of that. At JChurchRadio. Follow me right there. The Sandbox is hashtag F2B on Twitter. And that's where the Fadernauts hang out. And the chat rooms are open over at Spreaker. I'm looking at Spreaker from here. Let's see. Ken is in there. M is in there. That's all I can see from here. It's a long ways away. It's like way over there. I should get more monitors. I should just stack them up. I should do a Paul Hynek and just curve this thing out. I was thinking about that too. What if I got two ginormous curved monitors and then put some wings on the outside of that, or maybe above? And I was looking at some of these monitor stands. You know, you just jump on the internet and look at how you can have things configured, and you know, and go with 6, right? Or maybe 2 curved and then 3 above. I'm thinking about doing it, and then I don't have to do this all the time, right? I could just do this instead. I'm thinking about doing it. Let's get to the breaking news. This is crazy. I'm going to hit this River Moon coffee before I bust this one out on you. An outburst of explosions has been traced back to a mysterious repeating fast radio burst in space called FRB 121102. Using China's 500-meter aperture spherical radio telescope, it's also called FAST for short, researchers detected 1,652 bursts over the course of 47 days between August 29th and October 29th of 2019. This is the largest set of fast radio burst events so far. During testing of the FAST telescope as it was being commissioned, researchers noticed that FRB 121102 was frequently flaring and sending out radio signals with varying cadence. A total of 122 bursts were recorded during the peak hour, making it the highest rate ever for any fast radio burst. The 1,652 individual bursts occurred over a total of 59.5 hours spread across 47 days. A study detailing these findings published on Wednesday, yesterday, in the journal Nature. All right, it went down today here in Los Angeles. Robert Durst. Yeah. Robert Durst, the notorious subject of the HBO docuseries The Jinx, and if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's amazing. He was found guilty last month of first-degree murder, was sentenced to life in prison without parole at his sentencing in a Los Angeles courtroom earlier today. The hearing began with the prosecution making arguments after the defense team filed a motion for a new trial. Judge Mark Wyndham denied the motion. The defense later said that they would appeal that decision. Durst, who has bladder cancer and other physical ailments, did not appear at the verdict, but was in court today, slumped in a wheelchair, putting on a show, wearing a mask, putting on a show, trying to look all humble and helpless and fragile. He stared ahead at a tablet computer showing the judge's words as the sentence was read, and he had no visible reaction. It's pathetic, too, by the way. Durst was convicted by a jury last month of shooting his best friend, Susan Berman, back in 2000 at her Beverly Hills home, hours before she was set to talk to investigators about the mysterious disappearance of his first wife, Kathleen McCormick Durst, who was last seen in 1982. There you go. Life in prison, no parole. Scientists just broke the record for the coldest temperature ever measured in a lab. They achieved the super freezing temperature of 38 trillionths of a degree above minus 273.15 Celsius by dropping magnetized gas 393 feet down a tower. The team of German researchers was investigating the quantum properties of a so-called fifth state of matter, the Bose-Einstein condensate, otherwise known as the BEC, a derivative of gas that exists only under ultra-cold conditions. Now, while in the BEC phase, matter itself begins to behave like one large atom, making it an especially appealing subject for quantum physicists who are interested in the mechanics of subatomic particles and making really cool snowballs. Let's get the show cracking. Happy birthday to today, Cliff Richard in the shadows. Cliff Richard today is 81 years old. Nazareth frontman Dan McCafferty today is 74. That's right, the croner of Love Hurts. I saw Nazareth, I think it was with Blackfoot. That sounds about right. Nazareth and Blackfoot, I could be wrong, at Market Square Arena. And I think that went down, to me, as the loudest concert I have ever been to. I said it when the concert went down, and my head pounded for days after that. Thomas Dolby, She Blinded Me with Science, today is 63 years old. Our dead guy's birthday today is Roger Moore. 1927 to 2017, died at the age of 89. Roger was the third actor, of course, to play James Bond. Played James Bond in 7 films. Live and Let Die, all great too, every one of them. Live and Let Die, The Man with the Golden Gun, The Spy Who Loved Me, Moonraker, For Your Eyes Only, Octopussy, and A View to a Kill. On television, he also played Simon Templar on the Saint TV series that also ran for 7 years. Roger was appointed a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador in 1991 and was knighted by Queen Elizabeth in 2003. In 2007, he received a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and in 2008, the country of France made him a commander of the Order of Arts and Letters. Roger died at his home in Switzerland on May 23, 2017, from cancer in his lung and liver. He was 89 years old. Happy birthday, Roger Moore. On this day in history, OTD 1947. It went down, 1947. Chuck Yeager, Captain Chuck Yeager, becomes the first person to fly faster than the speed of sound in the X-1 rocket plane. That's right. Now it's time for your Fader fact. When Chuck Yeager broke that record and the sound barrier, he had broken 2 ribs the night before while falling off a horse. And that is your Fader fact, combined with On This Day in History, OTD, all courtesy of Renee. All right. Tonight is another Fader night with open lines all night long. Call-in number is 747-228-2051. I got to put some of these calls back on hold. I'm going to do that right now, like this one right here. You're going on hold. You got the hold music. Stay right there. Okay, this one right here. You got the hold music. Stay right there. Don't hang up. All right, man, lots of calls tonight. Okay, so where am I at? Oh, I'm at that point of the show when I hit this River Moon coffee. Fade to Black blend. It's dark. It's smoky. But it's smooth. Man. It's where these beans come from. Top of a mountain in an island in the South Pacific. You know, owned by a family. And they handpick each, you know, and they're pulling that down. They're like, this is for Fade to Black blend. And they put that in the bag and one more bean, one at a time. And then I just pour that stuff into the grinder. But they're just one at a time. This is going to be for Fade to Black blend. That's how it goes down. That's why it tastes so good. All right. Fade to Black blend. River Moon Coffee. Wow, my video feed just popped up here. And I see over my shoulder the Steve Vai gem. Man, that guitar looks good. The Randy Rhodes, the Flying V next to it, it's got a roasted maple neck on it. That looks pretty cool too as well. But that gem, look at that thing. Man, that's sexy. All right. Well, I mentioned Twitter earlier that I was going to bring it up. And earlier today, I was reading through a dust-up on Twitter, which had nothing to do with our community, by the way. It was, so, you know, not to worry. I have nothing to report, but that isn't what was so interesting. What was interesting to me is who was talking smack. You know, and not the individuals exactly, you know, like by name, but more about who they are as people. I was going to take a couple of cracks at them. All right? They don't know me. It's not of our community or anything like that. And I was, you know, and I was right there. I was going to take some totally random pot shots. More on that in a minute, but you know, I thought that I could wake someone up. But I ended up steering clear and just enjoying the show. And I would just read through this dust, and it was, times it was funny, but man, it was like violent too as well. But here's the deal, and I'll just get straight to the point. People throwing out violent, ugly, mean things on social media, and in this case it was Twitter, well, they don't have any friends. They don't. It's impossible for anybody saying these things to have friends. I mean, who would want to hang out with somebody like that? Right? Well, the answer is simple. Nobody. Not even people like them. It's the truth. You see, it's like this. These people didn't get to who they are overnight. It's a gradual thing that happens. But once you start showing signs of being a dick, your friends slowly start to disappear. Nobody wants to be around somebody that isn't fun. You know, and then one day it happens. They piss off that last friend who was willing to hang around to the bloody end. Then it's over. No more friends. A lonely existence. It's a lonely existence at work. At home, you've got nobody to hang out with. Nobody's talking to you at work. Maybe school, whatever. Your own family. It's over. No more friends. Nobody to talk to. That's it. Now, the lonely troller has to put up with seeing, reading, watching people with friends. People who actually have real friends. You know, they have to read stuff on social media with between people who are actually friends and friendly and cool. Gets under their skin, man, because they don't have any friends. You know, and when they see that, like if they actually venture out of the house for whatever reason, right? Buy food, got to do something, get some gas, whatever, walk around, whatever. And they see a group of people laughing, right? Well, you get the picture, you know, and they can't wait to get back home. They can't wait to just jump on social media. Maybe they'll do it right there in public. Oh, they're having fun, you know, and whip out their phone right there in public. They just can't. They got to get their fix in. They're going to go straight over to Facebook and just smash somebody. Yeah. And that's what I was doing earlier today. I was going to do it. I was going to take some random shots. I was going to go at them. You know, with something like, I swear, I was going to do it. I was going to do something. It must really suck not to have any friends or somebody to talk to. Send. I was going to do it. You know, when was the last time you were invited to a party? But nah, I let it go. I did. You know, and which is why I just don't engage a troll or a hater on social media. I just don't do it. And, you know, the friendly advice that you always see, you know, never feed the trolls. Well, that advice is very good, right? Just don't do it. Don't feed the trolls. Ignore it. But remember, anyone throwing negativity around on social media at you or someone else is probably dealing with some very serious issues that have been going on for a long time. And you go and you engage, you know, you're dealing with somebody that, I mean, anybody at all who throws some crazy stuff out there on Twitter, accusatory, negativity, taking cracks at somebody, personal things, whatever. Anybody that does anything like that has got serious psychological issues. And you turn around and you engage with that, you don't know what you're doing to somebody. So the advice of don't feed the trolls, well, yeah, you don't want the engagement to continue for sure, but there's something else going on. There's something else. Somebody is very, very, very troubled. And I look at it like this. If you've ever worked at a company, at an office, right, with offices, cubicles, hallways, or even a restaurant or thing, where you've got employees there, and you always see groups of friends. What are you guys doing tonight after work, right? What are you guys doing? And you'll see them grouping, did you see that last night on TV? That was great. And they're laughing and just look around. There'll be somebody there that's alone. And that person has chosen to be a dick, to be mean, to not be fun. And nobody likes to hang out. And it just it festers, man. It festers. But we see it all the time. And that's an example of, that's right there, that microcosm in the macro of social media. That microcosm is what we see in social media today. That person trolling is that loner, is that person that isn't invited to parties, that isn't asked to go hang out after work, after classes that day, or whatever. That's it. and it grows. And then over years, years of just being alone, right? And then they see people on social media having fun, people having attention paid to them because they're cool. They're great to be around. Social media is a new place to hang out and engage and talk. And they see that, and it just goes right back to that world that they are stuck in. And that's what I saw today over and over again in this thing, and which had nothing to do with the UFO community and had everything to do. I would say who it was, but who they were doing their thing about. But it doesn't matter, But I just went through, and the stuff that is being hurled and said back and forth to people that probably don't even know each other, right? It's like, how did you guys get here? And just when I thought it must really suck to not have any friends or someone to talk to, and it seemed like the right thing to do, maybe it would wake somebody up. It's the wrong thing to do. So let it go. Let it go. I can't change the world. So that was part of my day today. It was fascinating. It's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Need to write a book. Need to write that book. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight is Thursday. It is another Fader night. See, faders, you Fader nights, you guys don't have that problem. You guys are all cool. You guys are all cool. But you've been out there. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. Have you ever thought about that? Have you just, thought about that? Don't feed the trolls. Don't feed the trolls so you don't engage and you get wrapped up into something that spins out of control. There's that. But think about somebody's fragile mind that is teetering on the edge of something. Think about that. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Thursday night. It's Fader night. 747-228-2051. I'll be right back.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, folks. It's troubling times, and fear is pushing emotions, which in turn pushes health the wrong direction. Do you ever get an ache because life is uneasy? Try Life Change Tea at getthetea.com. Life Change Tea works on your digestive tract, helping to move food through quicker and comfortably so your health is spot on. Life Change Tea may not help with world issues, but it will help with your digestive issues. A glass a day helps keep the intruders away. So, change your life today. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. If your health game is off, get on by ordering Life Change Tea. Getthetea.com. And while you're on our site, look around at the great non-GMO organic supplements. And if you're a sales shopper, go to our specials page and see what's for you. I've been drinking the tea for 12 years, and I'm sure glad for its health benefits. Again, that's getthetea.com. Getthetea.com. The tea that makes you go.
Fadernauts. When you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fadernight, open lines all night long. I'm putting calls on hold like this one right here. It's listening to my voice. And you are going to be put on hold, so go and enjoy the music. Okay, let's see. Who's on hold the longest? Let's see. We're going to go in order. Let's swing it over to here. All right. Watching the chat room. Talking about Rogan. Roid-faced Rogan. Good for him. $100 million a year. You can munch all the roids you want and have all the attitude that you want. That was pretty interesting. I'm not going to get into the man. Anyway, but yeah, I did watch some of that interview. Okay. Where am I at? Thursday night, Fader night, open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. Your calls, your conversation. And there you go. All right? All right. I'll say this about Rogan. His show aside, nobody calls an MMA fight better than Joe. Absolutely incredible. I mean, he just knows the sport. He knows all the moves, and he's right there, and somebody calling that kind of action is really cool. I haven't watched MMA in a long time though. But anyway, yeah, he's great at it. It's really funny for me because I've gone through these. Sometimes I'll go a year or two without seeing Rogan and his show, and then once in a while I'll pop in. I after the Tom DeLonge thing, I didn't watch Joe for almost 2 years. And but I've watched, and so the Rogan, go back and look at the pictures of Joe from 5 years ago. In shape, looks good, he's cut, and look at him now. It's like Botox bloated face thing. It's like weird. I don't even know how he opens his eyes. It's like this bloated, something going on. It's where I have it. But I don't have it because of roids. I have it because I eat too much and I'm out of shape. But Rogan, oh my God. Weird, man. And I notice it because I don't see him every day. Most people don't notice because it's a gradual thing and they haven't seen the changes. Anyway, all right. But nobody calls a fight better than Joe Rogan. Let's go to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's up first tonight?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Nathan in Ohio.
Hey, Nathan, what's cracking? What's on your mind?
Yeah, just today I went back and I was listening to your interview with Christina Gomez about astral projection.
Okay.
And I kind of wanted to kind of not describe an experience, but having learned from experience, like, you don't think that the dream state and the astral project, you think that that's two separate, you think out of body experience and being on like the astral plane is two different things, correct?
I have no idea. I mean, it's way outside of my wheelhouse. I've interviewed many people about this, Nathan, but I haven't experienced it. At least I don't think that I have. And there's so many different versions of it. I think one of the problems, I got hair in my eyes. Hang on. I think one of the problems with what you just said, and you just gave me, 2 or 3 terms, is that our language, the English language, is not complex enough, is not advanced enough for people to describe what they are actually going through. And so because of that, whatever, astral projection, well, what is that? What's the clinical term of that? What is a lucid dream? What is the, meditation? And all of these things are so loosely talked about. And when somebody goes through an experience like that, and they're describing it, and they're saying, well, I was astral projecting. You don't know how am I supposed to understand? And if I go through the experience and I'm going to turn around and talk about it, what words, how am I going to describe it and describe it accurately? Are we talking completely about one thing, one thing and one thing only? And what would that word be? Maybe it's all the same thing. I don't know. So asking me the difference, I don't think anybody understands the difference.
Yeah, I do too. It's just that it seems from my perspective, having had a few things that seem to be out of body, that there are different degrees of being out of body. Like, there's being in your immediate surroundings. Like, you can see your house, but you're still in bed.
Well, I can imagine that. I can imagine being outside of my house right now, sitting in this chair. I can imagine myself being outside of the bunker, and am I astral projecting? It's just my brain, picturing myself outside of a room. I can imagine myself in Paris, standing next to the Eiffel Tower. Am I astral? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not poo-pooing any of it, because when it comes to, and I know that Christina and I talked about this on her show, remote viewing and those technical sides of it, in that kind of setting, that is a different situation. But is it all, I think, or is it all the same? I don't know. Okay, so Nathan, but back to, what's your point, though?
Well, I guess my point is, do you think we are, I guess really what my point for my whole phone call was, do you think that, because you spent a lot of this week talking about the physics and the science and you had that caller this week who was talking about, like, I know this sounds not related, but it is related. I think a big portion of what we're missing is understanding that there are different levels of reality around us.
Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
Physics is pointing that out through quantum mechanics, but metaphysics has been talking about it since the beginning of time.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah.
And
yeah,
it just seems, from my perspective, a legitimate out-of-body experience when you do have them is you do feel like you transcended something and you are feeling and experiencing something bigger than yourself.
Sure. I can see that. I just don't have the professional comment, right? I just don't have that. I don't have it. I haven't practiced meditation. I haven't attempted astral projection. I haven't attempted to leave my body. I haven't done remote viewing. I haven't done any of that stuff. So I just don't have a professional comment about it. Is there another reality out there? I firmly believe that there is. Do we have access to it? I'm sure that we do. It could be naturally induced. It could be chemically induced. And is there a way to get to it? Well, physics is saying that it is there, and to what level it is there. If you listen to Brian Greene's explanation of string theory and, these extra dimensions, which are something they're attempting to prove with the math, which if they keep going at their rate of development of the algorithms, you're looking at 20 or 30 years, according to Brian, before we start to see the results of string theory. But his description of these extra dimensions they're small. So I mean small, subatomic dimensions that are there. And, so he describes it. Now, is this a world that we can go into? No. This is a world where particles exist in these extra dimensions. But what we talk about are dimensions, to the left and to the right of us, and being able to phase in and out of and go into these worlds. I believe that they are there because things appear all the time into our reality. And just, you only have to be a degree out of phase in either direction with light or with sound, and you can't see what is actually there. So is there stuff that's living around us right now? I believe that, Nathan. I really do. But can I comment on this? No, I haven't practiced any of it.
Yeah, all my out-of-body experiences have been spontaneous. I've never been able to make it happen. They're either a result of the earliest ones were all because things would manifest in my room and scare me to a point where I would pop out of my body.
Mm-hmm.
Or later on, it would happen while I was slipping in between sleep and awake.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would just kind of follow this light out of my body, kind of.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talk about that. And again, I love hearing about it. I just have never done it. I've never done it. Nathan, enjoy your night, man. Thank you for the phone call. Great way to start off the discussion tonight. Thank you so much, my man.
Thank you. Go back with Jeppy.
Have a great night. It's now time to fade to black. There you go, Nathan from Ohio. And I just don't have any. I just don't have the experiences, and the couple of things that have happened to me were quite by accident, and it was fun. It was interesting, but it was not in my control. So therefore, I don't really have a way to comment on it. And what I saw and where or what and all doesn't really mean anything. So I'm not trying to be cavalier about it or not. How do I say this in the kindest of ways? I'm not trying to be secretive, like there was something crazy that went down. No, it's not about that. But I don't know what happened, so why comment on it? So there you go. All right, let's see who's up next. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, this is Mike from Northern Michigan.
You're breaking up. This is who?
This is Mike from Northern Michigan.
Hey, Mike from Northern Michigan. How are you, man?
Just fine, man. I just had major synchronicity with you and your show about 2 hours ago.
What happened?
This one will blow you away, Jimmy. I've always wanted to be a guest on your show.
Right.
And I was out about 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I started doing a little recording out here. And I always told myself, when I get one of these crafts pretty good on my phone, I'm going to let Jimmy know so he can see it.
What happened? What happened?
Well, I started recording, man. I got Area 51 in my backyard, dude. I started a YouTube channel about 6 months ago.
Right.
If you got a pen and pencil, write this down.
Just pop it into Twitter. And
I don't have that, man.
But you've got YouTube, but you don't have Twitter?
It's called Tesla Field Physics.
Tesla Field Physics. All right. Fadernight.
I just uploaded it.
Okay. Everybody go and check that out and send me the link in Twitter so I can check it out.
Tesla Field Physics.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it. So you just uploaded what happened tonight at 8 o'clock. What'd you see?
Well, it's pretty funny because right after I got done recording it, I started uploading it, got it uploaded. I went onto your YouTube channel, and I haven't seen any of your stuff in months. And the first video that popped up is that it says Isaac Arthur.
Yeah, from last night. Yeah.
It says, explains physics of TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Or Tic-Tac, that's what I got, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Tic-Tac.
You got to love that. I got
the Tic-Tac on my video.
Well, the Fadernauts will pop this up in Twitter. So go ahead and send me the link, and I will go. And not you. I'm talking about the Fadernauts, and they'll send the link to me. What was the YouTube channel called again?
Tesla Field Physics.
Tesla Field Physics. Okay, on YouTube.
You got it, man. And pretty much all the questions that you would have.
Okay, you're breaking up, Mike. You're breaking up.
Yes, sir.
Tesla Field Physics. YouTube.
Yep. Check it out, man.
Okay.
Check out.
Oh man, Mike, you're breaking up. You're breaking up. I'm going to check this out and keep listening to the show. Okay, keep listening to the show, and I will. Let's see here. Okay, I got it, and let's see. 1 hour ago. Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I got the video up now. It's 3 minutes long. I'm going to go full screen. Let's see what happens here. And okay. Oh, I got it. Okay. I see what's happening. Okay. Okay. I'll watch this video later. There's something going on. And there you go. Tesla Field Physics. It's right here. Okay. Let me take that out. I will check this out later, Mike. Very cool. Very cool. I'm glad that you caught that. All right, there's something there. There's something there in the video. It's bad radio for me to watch this and not know what's going on. But with that, let's see who's up next. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Sarah. How are you?
It's Sarah.
I miss you.
Hey, so the other day was Daryl Hall's birthday.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought of you.
Because Sarah smiles?
Of course. You've been dealing with
you
that.
You want to know my favorite?
What?
My favorite Sarah song, I want you to look it up, is actually a B-side by Prince.
Oh, okay.
Not very well known. It's a great jam. Everybody should check it out. It's probably on.
Okay,
I don't know.
but what about Jefferson Starship?
Well, of course.
I mean,
of course.
You got all kinds of songs written
Fleetwood
about
Mac.
you. Yeah, Fleetwood Mac.
Oh my God. I mean, that's right when I was born. Old school.
Yeah. You got a lot of songs. Written about Sarah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. What's on your mind?
That's right.
What's going on?
So I'm actually here. I have two of my nieces that are living in Zionsville, close to your original Durst.
Zionsville?
Yep.
Outside of Indianapolis?
Outside of Indianapolis, yep.
Wow.
They're visiting me.
Oh, that's cool.
They're kind of shy. I didn't want to put the phone on speaker, but they want to say hello because they just had their first UFO sighting with me.
When was this?
Just like an hour ago.
Now, whoa, slow down. Slow down. Hold on a minute. Now,
right?
Okay, what's the relation to you?
They are I have Jade, who's my niece, who's 15, and I have Kenzie, who's my other niece, who is 13. And they are we have 4 nieces and 1 nephew, but these two are a little bit of the crystal loving manifestors in the family. And so when I suggested we go out and look at the sky, they were all for it. And I said, maybe we'll see something. And we sure did.
So can they hear me?
Yep, I have you on speaker.
Okay, so and what are their names? Is it okay with their parents that they're on the air?
Yes, I got permission. I got consent.
Okay, what are their names? The first names?
So I have Jade and Kenzie.
Jade and Kenzie. So Jade, is Sarah the crazy ass aunt that just everybody loves?
Definitely.
I'm
the fun aunt.
And Kenzie, is Sarah always talking about UFOs and little green men?
She is. Oh my God. I've never talked to them. Stop it.
You're so busted, Sarah. You're so busted. Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened? Tell me what happened. This is about an hour ago?
Yeah, this was about an hour ago. So we went and walked out. I live kind of by a golf course. So we found a space that was nice and dark, and we started looking at the stars. And Jade, do you want to say what happened?
Yeah, Jade, what happened?
Yeah. Okay, so we laid on the ground and we started meditating, and we did the thing where you go over the United States and then you zoom in, We were kind of visualizing backwards what a craft would see if they were up in the sky.
Yeah, well
kind
done. Yeah, you are the crazy ass aunt.
Our location.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if their parents know what you're doing. Okay, so anyway, so Jade. Jade and Kenzie know I'm right. They know I'm right.
Yeah.
They know I'm right. Okay,
we have a pact. We have a circle of trust.
Okay, all right. That's obviously been broken. Well, that circle of trust is broken when they get abducted by aliens.
True that.
Yeah, true that. Okay, so Jade, what happens? Okay, so you're meditating, you're visualizing the United States, you're kind of picturing yourselves, you're doing that. What happens next?
And then Aunt Sarah's like, guys, look, and we look up and we just see a star, and it's really bright. And then she's like, it's moving, and then I don't see it at first, and then I see it, and it's just moving, and it's bright, and then it fades out, and it's so pretty. It moves, and it's leaves a little kind of glitter trail behind. I don't know how to explain it, but
what?
Yeah, it was it's a ship that I see pretty regularly, but it appeared right away, and it was almost in between this, I guess a larger planet, not as large as Jupiter is in the sky right now, but it was very amber, right? And the girls saw it right away, and it went across the sky, and it flashed, phased out, and then would reappear. Mm-hmm. And then we saw it 2 other times. So it reappeared
Okay.
a couple of times.
Hey, Sarah, quit being the phone hog. Quit being the show hog.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, I really, the audience really doesn't want to hear from you, Sarah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I'm just
girls, help me out here.
Hey, Kinsey, listen,
Yeah?
I'm going to head to a break here in 3 minutes. So I want to get this in. Kinsey, did you see the glitter trail that Jade is talking about?
Something like glitter. No. I think she's a little bit lying. No, like it wasn't a glitter trail. It was like Sarah agreed with me. It was like
Okay,
in the
okay.
bus, like,
Kinsey, what did you see? Tell me what you saw.
Don't be shy. Just say it.
Well, like I saw, like what Jade said. It was like a really glimpse of like. It looked like a star at first, like it was like moving, and I thought it was an airplane, but like it was like too small to be an airplane, and these are binoculars.
Right.
To like look at it, but it looked more like flash. Yeah.
And it was orange. It was kind of amber colored.
Yeah, it was kind of
Wow. So Kinsey, what do you think you saw? Do you think it was something not from Earth?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Jade, did you get that feeling, Jade, that you were seeing something that was visiting our planet?
Yes.
Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible. And see, this is why every family needs a crazy ass Aunt Sarah.
Yes.
Right here. This is why. This is why. It's okay. Hey, Sarah, thank you so much. And please tell Jade and Kinsey's parents that I really enjoyed this and thank them for me. Will you do that?
Will do. Thanks for taking the call, Jimmy.
Yeah, Sarah, now get back out to the golf course.
Oh, we're heading back out.
I know you are. I know you are. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much.
All right. Good night. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Right back at you. Bye, Kinsey. Bye, Jade. That's a great phone call right there. That was just absolutely perfect. And there you go. Man, it doesn't get any better than that. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. This is Thursday night. It is Fadernight. How cool is that? Sarah Ann calling in with her two nieces. Just had a sighting out on the golf course. Calling them in. That's what I'm talking about. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. 747-228-2051. Stay with me. I'll be right back.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Fadernauts. When you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Sarah Ann. Man, that was a great phone call right there. And, I mean, how cool is that? How cool is that? I had the crazy stuff, but not quite like that. Could you growing up, if you had some family member, you guys want to go check out some UFOs? Come on, let's go see. Oh man, how cool! I remember. I'll just stay right there. Everybody that's on hold, stay right there. But when I was a kid, I was about 10 years old, and in Indianapolis, and my dad bought a telescope, just a cheap telescope, a thin one that you looked in the end and stuff. But and he would get out there with his friends and they're checking stuff out. And I kind of, it's his friends, but I kind of weaseled my way into what they were doing one night, and I took a peek, and they were checking out Saturn. And I'll never forget that. I mean, looking through the telescope and looking at Saturn, that blew my mind. Wow, and just thinking about planets and things. And so I would take that telescope out and look at the moon and try to find things. My dad had a knack of finding planets. I remember looking at Mars and it's red, right? He's just looking at it. And probably the more fascinating part, it's one thing to look at it through a telescope, but then just to back off and look, it's just, it's a red star, but it's a star. And then you go back to the telescope. Same thing with Saturn and Jupiter. Now I have a decent telescope now. And the other day, it's about a week ago, and on the weekend, and I took it out, and because finally I had the moon in the sky, and I went through a period at night of not any moons in the sky, but finally the moon is there, and like three-quarter moon, and it's right there. It's bright, it's clear. And I looked at the moon for about an hour, and this is what I was doing. And with my telescope, I mean, I've got the whole moon, the whole thing, and I could zoom in further and stuff. Anyway, you've seen those videos of the moon and a craft coming around the side, and you see it going across the moon, and you see the shadow of it and things. Well, with my telescope, I can do just that. I mean, I can get really close, and I just watch. I looked at the edge of the moon from all sides, just seeing if something would appear. I was hoping I could see something. I didn't, but I have the means now to look at the moon and see something. And if I do see something, I've got my cell phone right there, pop it right up and hit record. I've done a couple of pictures off of the eyepiece, and it actually looks pretty good. So if I do see something, I'm gonna grab video. But there you go. All right, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Jimmy, it's Bill from Boston.
Bill from Boston. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
It's Thursday night, Bill. Come on, man. It's Thursday night. It's the best night in radio. And to top it off, I'm talking to you. It doesn't get any better.
Thank you very much, sir.
What's on your mind?
I wanted to ask your opinion about two experiencers you've had on the show a few times. Whitley Strieber and Chris Bledsoe.
Okay.
What do you think? Like, I know you've met with them in person. They seem legit to me, and I'm just curious your perspective.
Well, I've never met Chris Bledsoe.
You've been, right?
What's that?
You've interviewed him, though,
right?
right?
I've interviewed him many times, but I've never met Chris in person. Okay. Whitley and I hang out all the time, and Whitley, this is what is amazing to me about Whitley is I believe his experiences are real, and I'll just say that right there. I believe the experiences are real, but what you get from Whitley. Once you get to know him, especially like I have, he's got a lot of friends out there, and they will all say the same thing. He is so smart, and you can talk to him about any subject. It doesn't have to be about ETs or contact or any of that. He's just a well-read, well-researched person that is fun to talk to. He is so smart. And we can't ignore the fact that his ability to get his brain, his imagination, his things, his thoughts, right? What's going on in his brain into a book, and the way that he writes and things, that's extraordinary. And that only comes from somebody that is really, really intelligent. And he speaks the same way. He has a really good choice of words, and the way that he uses a noun or an adjective and these things to express in a conversation is so much fun. It just it makes you smarter because you're around him. And that's Whitley. And I mean that with the most compassion that I can extend. That guy is just smart. And I'll leave it at that. Now, the other part, hang on for a second. Let's see here. Okay. The other part about Whitley is that he has been profoundly affected and moved by his experiences. And he's very emotional when he talks and when he speaks about Anne and things. His ways of expressing this, I'm saying in person. You're asking me about Whitley, the man, the person, and he's able to get these feelings out and verbalize them that I think most of us struggle with, and we don't have an ability to tell people how we feel or how we are feeling, right? And Whitley's able to do that, so he's great. Chris. I think that his experiences are genuine and they are real. I have had a few friends of mine that I know personally that have been out and on his property and with him that have seen things and videotape things and that the phenomena is real. I don't think that anybody really has a grip of what is actually going on out there. And I don't think Chris fully understands it either. What he knows is that it's happening. Is this extraterrestrial? Is it terrestrial? Is it interdimensional? What I mean is this something that is just here on Earth? Or is it something traveling from another star system here to Earth? Don't know. I think some of his, he's been able to deduce over the years that there is something going on with the future, and he's been shown things. And I also feel that there's a possible religious connection here. Don't know. And when we say religious, what does that even mean? You know, are we talking about a religion? You know, Christianity, Islam, or is that what we're talking about? Is it that I don't know. Is he relating this to that because of the way that he was brought up? You know, that's a possibility too. I don't know, but it's pretty fascinating, and there's a lot of people interested in Chris and his contact. So yeah, I'm fascinated with Chris Bledsoe and his family, and I've had Ryan on the show. He's great. What a great young man he is, and it's
really good.
Yeah. And that's my take. I think both guys are very cool, very genuine, and it's funny that you bring up those two because I think that both of them have been very moved, you know, by their experiences. I think they've been they've changed. They are changed people, and they are trying their best to communicate their experiences to the world.
To me, they seem the most credible out of many of the people I've heard. Just something about them. They both have touched me in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because of exactly what you said.
Yeah, I mean, when you hear, you know, Chris speak about this, you can't help but notice how he's been affected by this. And the same thing with Whitley. Travis Walton. Travis has been affected by it, you know, and it's a life-changing experience, and I'm just so happy that I've been able to speak with all of them so much about their experiences. And the other part, though, Bill, is that so many people that talk to them and interview them want to get into the fantastical, right? They want to know about they want to know what the craft was like. They want to know that, you know, they want to know all of that. And although that's cool, but we know about that part of it. I think what is more interesting, at least for me, is how they have been changed and their life.
Interesting to me, so
yeah, and we're going to continue to find out more. So, Bill, thank you for the phone call, man. That's a great call.
No problem. I had one more comment I wanted to ask you. I know you're into jazz, right?
Yeah.
Do you know Curtis Fuller?
No.
Trombonist?
No, I don't.
You don't know? All right, you should check out Curtis Fuller. He's a great trombonist. I actually grew up with him. He played with Dizzy Gillespie.
Uh-huh.
He played with many of the greats, Miles Davis, John Coltrane. He's worth it. He's worth a check out. I grew up with his son. His son's my best friend.
Okay.
So I just want to throw that out.
Curtis, what was his last name?
Fuller. Fuller.
There you go. I got it right here. I'll check him out. Thank you, Bill.
No problem, Jimmy. Thank you for taking my call. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Have a great night. It's a good phone call right there. They're always good phone calls on Fade to Black. I'm so lucky. Yeah, that's the thing. I haven't met Chris Bledsoe. I haven't. but I'm sure in person he's pretty close to who we have come to know on this show. But in saying that, Whitley, I can't remember specifically where this was, but one night I walked in and there was a no, I actually can't comment about it. It was a private party. And but I walk in and there's Whitley standing in the middle of this group of people. There's 15, 20 people in this room. And a little buffet dinner going on thing. And I hit the snack table. And Whitley goes, Jimmy! And I said, okay, so, all right. So he's pulling me, and I didn't want to interrupt. But Whitley and I went out onto this patio. And we talked about our kids. That's what we talked about. And that conversation didn't end. We did it for like 2 hours. And it was awesome. It was just awesome. It was just awesome. I thought it. I don't know why I wanted to share that with you, but I just did. We didn't talk about communion. Nope. No. We talked about our kids. Let's see who's up next. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
This is Dean from Reno.
Steve from Reno.
Dean.
Oh, Dean.
But I get called Steve a lot. It's amazing.
Yeah, there you go, Steve. I'm
Dean.
I'm just messing with you, man. Just messing with you, Steve. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna mess back with you.
Okay, go ahead.
Your show last night gave me everything that I needed to. I think I have finally solved the Fermi paradox.
Okay, go.
Now, you started off the show by saying that carbon only combines so many ways and so many other, and somewhere out there, because the universe is so vast, there's another Jimmy Church.
Sure.
That set the stage. And then you had Isaac Arthur on, and you mentioned in passing that you could spend the rest of your life listening to his YouTubes and not get all of it.
That is true, too.
Now,
you didn't attempt that, did you?
No, not in the last 24 hours.
Yeah,
no.
Right.
Now, if there's another Jimmy Church, there's probably also another Isaac Arthur.
Yep.
And I submit that the reason why all these civilizations across the universe have not spread out is because they've all been listening to Isaac Arthur's YouTube equivalent on whatever their planet is.
Right.
And they're so busy doing that, they don't have time to explore.
Yeah. You figured it out. That's actually that's another great filter. So we could add that to the great filter list.
Which I'm pretty sure isn't actually on his filter list, although I haven't actually looked at all of them yet.
And I'm last night, Dean, and I'm sure that you caught this, and I say this with great respect and enthusiasm. When you listen to somebody that goes against your belief system, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It could be the aerodynamics of NASCAR, right? Whatever it is.
Right.
If you have the patience to do that, and more people should do this, you are able to not only learn, but you are able to build up a counter argument. Right? And that's the beauty of it. That's why I listen to Isaac Arthur. Now, and this is the other part. I'm only referring to the parts of Isaac's stuff that I don't agree with. And I have my own reasons for doing that. Him and I talked about some of that last night. The vast amount of Isaac's stuff is theoretical presentations and how things could get done, right? And what a Dyson sphere is and how that would happen.
And remember, we have nothing to sphere but sphere itself.
That's it, but that's it, right? And so Isaac's presentations on faster than the speed of light travel, generational ships, how civilizations would advance. Now, he presents the front part of the argument, or the front part of the theory, I should say, generational ships. Okay, well, then he gets into the math of that. How much energy they would take, how long they would take to build, how they would, what kind of speed, how many people could live on it, how they're fed, how they occupy their time. One of the things that we don't consider, building a generational ship, for example, it sounds like a great idea. Throw a couple of thousand people on there, send them out to Sirius, right? Point them in a direction, light the candle, off they go. But what do they do? What do they do on the ship? Here, on our generational planet, our kids can go outside and play. They go to school. They can make mud pies. They learn how to ride bikes. Whatever, there's things on this planet that you learn about and go and do and experience. What a tree is, what a squirrel is, walk outside and see that, whatever it may be. But you don't have any of that on a spaceship. So what is it that how are you going to teach why would you teach your kids about nature if they're never going to see a tree again? They're going to another planet and they may not ever get there. And, but they're going to grow trees on the ship. Okay, maybe, but, riding a bike, whatever, just any of that. What do you do to occupy your time? And that is the kids. How do you keep them moving forward? How do you keep them learning? How do you keep them interested in life? What about the adults? What is it? So he jumps into that. He spent an entire show on just that, and I learned from that. It's not about being argumentative. I'm learning at that point, right? And that's what Isaac Arthur does, and he does it well.
Yeah, there's a bit more to it than that. When they get to the place where they can get off onto a planet, after spending several generations of living in a ship, would they want to get onto a planet? Correct. I mean, now, as to what they do on the trip, back in the bad old days of sailing ships, there's an area around the tropics where the trade winds aren't, and you get in there and you're becalmed for days, weeks, months. And the first mate would scatter oakum, which is kind of like rope that's been soaked in tar that they use to stick into the cracks so they don't leak. Scatter oakum on the deck, which would, in the hot tropical sun, melt and stick to the deck. And the crew would be assigned to pick the oakum up off the deck.
Yep. And trying to do what? Trying to make sure there wasn't a mutiny. Trying to make sure that everybody didn't lose their minds.
Exactly. Keep them busy.
Keep them busy. And you've got the same thing that's going to be going on in those generational ships. Not for 3 days in the hot sun in the tropics when you don't have any wind, and that would suck.
More like 3 centuries.
10,000 years, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. Dean, what a great call, man. You solved.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, that was just awesome. I really appreciate it. And
you inspired me. Isaac inspired me, and there's another Isaac Asimov, who also, if there are Isaac Asimovs scattered about the universe, will keep so many people busy reading his books that, once again, they won't have time to explore.
Or the other Arthur C. Clarke. Yeah.
But I was saying with the Isaacs, and you switched over to the Arthur. So segue. That was a good segue, though.
Yeah. I do my best. I think he told me once. We were talking on the phone, and I kept calling him Arthur, right, on the phone, and he never corrected me. And I got to the end of it. I go, dude, how many times have I called you Arthur in this phone call? He goes, it happens all the time. My parents named me after Isaac Asimov, and then
wow.
and we have Arthur there for Arthur C. Clarke, and so Isaac Arthur is a play off of those. And I was, so I get it, Jimmy. People call me Arthur all the time. So there you go. He said it's.
People call me Steve all the time, so I understand.
Well, he's walking. That's got to be tough if you have two first names, right?
Yes.
I mean, if my name was William James, now it's Bill Jim, right? You know what I mean? or Jimmy Williams, right? And Jimmy Bill. I always felt a little bad for people that had two first names, and there's a lot of them out there. Dean.
Oh yeah.
From Reno.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much, my friend.
No, Reno. Yes.
Yes. I'll talk to you.
Biggest little city in the world.
Have a great night, man.
Later.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
And I hope Isaac is listening right now. That's a good phone call. And Isaac was so polite, man. He never corrected me. He just let me, and I caught myself. And I remember when I did, I went, wait a minute. I just called him Arthur for 30 minutes. And he never said a thing. All right, let's take our break right here. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fadernight. Open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. I'll be right back.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Fadernauts. When you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. She's got duct tape. What are you guys doing in duct tape? I don't even want to know what that chat is about. I'm not even going there. She's got duct tape. I have no idea what that is about. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. Open lines. It is Fadernight, and it's the deal. It's your calls. It's your conversation. UFOs, conspiracy, time travel. I've got a sneeze coming. I have a sneeze coming. The paranormal, the supernatural, lost history, pop culture, and no guitar calls tonight. Very strange. Very, very strange. Fader Night is certainly the greatest night in all of talk radio in all of the world. Unscripted, uncensored, unscreened, and unfiltered. The call-in number is 747-228-2051. With that, let's go straight back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Jimmy, this is Pat Strait. I was just going to ask you about your freaking dark blue guitar. Where is it?
Which one?
It was a Strat. It was right behind your hat. Or not the Strat, Les Paul.
Oh, yeah. It's it's a Kramer. It's a Kramer.
Yeah.
I
love that.
Yeah, that guitar is cool. You're talking about this one.
You hung it right behind your hat.
You're talking about this one.
It was a dark.
I'm holding it up to the camera. You're talking about this one. This is a Kramer. You'll see.
I don't see it. I don't see it right now.
It'll be up there in about 10, 15 seconds. Yeah, this is a great guitar. This is a Les Paul with a Floyd Rose. Okay, it's got two Seymour Duncan JBs in it. But what's cool about this, it's your Les Paul, but and it's got
I love that.
Yeah, it's got a satin neck on it. So really nice. Anyway,
I love that color, man.
But it's a maple neck, and it's 24 frets instead of 22, like on a Les Paul, and of course a Floyd Rose and that Kramer reverse headstock, which is also very, very cool. Stay right there, Pat. Hang on for a second. Just don't go anywhere. Sometimes when these phones just start lighting up like they are right now, I got to clear some of this stuff out, and so I'm going to do that. Okay, Pat, I'm back to you. Let me put this guitar back. But yeah, it's right here. It's just I was playing some guitars and they just kind of got moved around, but it hasn't gone anywhere, Pat. It's right there. Oh, sorry about that.
Hypothetical one. I got a question for you. It's hypothetical. See if you have any thoughts on it. Okay. Say full disclosure comes, and other than the science, UFO community says, "Well, we told you so." The science would be important, but what if, I don't know if this makes any sense. What do you think that the UFO community would shrink?
No.
Throw in a towel, retire.
Right. This has been mentioned a few times, Pat, and I'm sure that it is on everybody's mind. You know, what happens to the UFO community? What happens to this show, for instance, if the big reveal happens and disclosure happens? I think it's going to explode, and the UFO community would just explode in size and in interest. And the people out there, the Travis Waltons of the world, the Debbie Cobbles of the world that have been out there talking about this for a very, very long time and their experiences, suddenly everybody's going to want to come back into the community and speak with these people and hear from them outside of our community. So I think it would explode. I think the interest in this show would just take off. It's already, big, but just imagine, for me, if it takes off like that. I all of the television programming and everything. If you don't think there's a lot of UFO stuff out there now, just imagine what would happen. I've been watching this. There's a TV series, and the new season it's called something Life. Oh no, I can't believe it. Anyway, a new life. Anyway, this series is great. And The Expanse, which is now in season 5 or season 6, an amazing series. Star Trek Discovery, an amazing series. Stargate Universe, which ended after 2 seasons. It should have gone into a 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It didn't do that. Ended on a cliffhanger too. Pretty upset about that. But imagine, these series that are out there. What would happen with that? It would be a boon to the entertainment industry, to the world of UFOs and ufology. It would just completely. It would go in the opposite direction. It wouldn't die on the vine.
But wouldn't it be? The most of it would be history, wouldn't it? I mean, if there's full disclosure, I say, hey, I saw something in the sky. Oh, well, they got an explanation for it already.
Yeah, exactly. So I think the opposite would happen, Pat. I think those UFO conferences that are already great would just explode. Everybody would have interest in it. Everybody would try to collect information and books and meet people and things. I think it would just explode. I think that there would be people out there every night. Look, what happens? What happens? We know what an eclipse is. We know what it is. Right. But when it happens, everybody's outside looking up. Right? And we know what's going on with an eclipse. Or if a comet is doing a flyby, what do? We're going outside. We're checking it out. But we know what a comet is. If suddenly UFOs are real and the disclosure is here and ET is visiting this planet, people are going to be outside. They're going to have their night vision. They're going to have their binoculars. And that sighting, the conversations are going to be, I wonder where they're from. Oh, that's this kind of ship, or that's that kind of ship, and this. I think it's going to be the opposite, Pat. I don't think it will not be mundane for sure.
I guess there'd be money to be made. Let's face it.
Well, that would be cool. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, well, I watched William Shatner fire. Sitting on top of a firecracker going into space, but they didn't really treat him real good.
What do you mean?
He came down.
What do you mean?
He was trying to tell his feelings, and the money turned the other way, and he was looking at whatever he had with him, his entourage.
Oh, you're talking about that. Yeah, I didn't catch that vibe, but maybe
that was kind of rude. As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Richest dude in the world steps into the picture suddenly. I hear what you're saying. Pat,
I just don't want him to. I mean, I just don't want him. I don't want it to be all money. You know what I'm saying? Is like, I'm with due respect, but between these three, these millionaires or billionaires, it sounds like an ego trip.
Yeah. I agree with you. I agree. And there's been a lot of chatter about the amount of money that Elon Musk is spending and Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson on all of this. And this money could have been spent on improving the planet and feeding people. And there's a strong argument for that. But clearly, the European Space Agency and Russia and NASA are not doing what those guys are doing. And
I feel that I feel that, I don't know, we're behind. But putting somebody on top of firecrackers is archaic, and we're way behind. Because to me, when the space shuttle was, I know used propellant to get it up there, rockets and stuff like that. But I mean, I felt once they retired that thing, we went backwards.
Right.
And everybody's back to the rockets.
Oh, I think that show is called, it just popped into my head, Another Life. Yes, Another Life. Everybody needs to go and check it out. Another Life. It's an incredible TV series. Watch season 1, season 2, season 3. I believe
I caught that. I've seen it.
Yeah, it says here 2 seasons. Now I feel like first episode date was 2019, and I thought that there were 3 seasons. Well, okay, the new season just started like today or yesterday. Season 1, season. Wow, yeah, it's just 2 seasons. October 14th. Today.
Paramount Plus.
Netflix. It's free.
Oh, is it not? Yeah. Okay, I've caught it.
Yeah, it's great.
I haven't gone through it.
Yeah, it's great. Enjoy your night, Pat, and enjoy your weekend. Thank you for the phone call.
I hope the question wasn't
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Well,
it's awesome.
I just got off. I just got off I've been recording for the last 3 hours on a computer, so I'm a little tongue-tied right now. All right, buddy.
Take it easy, man. We'll see you on Monday.
Okay.
Right on. And see, just when I said no guitar calls, and then boom, 747-228-2051. And I was just looking over in the chat. Let's see. They are using money to pay for their space programs. Yeah, you don't have to use bad language, though. Yeah, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. I appreciate, look, if you go and you get a promotion at work, maybe a rich uncle dies and leaves you some money, whatever, and you go and buy a Harley, or you go and put a pool in your backyard, and you go and do, and somebody comes up to you, dude, man, you should have, instead of buying that Harley, you should have spent, give your money to the homeless. Well, you know what? Give your money to the homeless. I do. I that's fine. But man, if somebody goes and makes some money and has been a success at things, that's what they do with it is their business. And Elon doing what he's been doing with Tesla and batteries and things. No, his trade-off is pretty dang equal. I can't say the same thing for Richard Branson, but who is a really cool dude. He got us the Sex Pistols, so he's got that going for him. And Bezos, he's got stuff being delivered to your front door in hours, and he pulled that off. So if he wants to go and blast Bill Shatner up into space, good for him. Good for him. All right. Let's see. What was this? You want to see the 1984 guitar? This one? The 84? You know what? Actually, that's a cool guitar. That's a pretty rare guitar, too. They only made so many of those. And that's the Diver Down. And pretty simple guitar. But what's cool about this guitar, and I'm going to get to calls in a second, but this is the deal with this. This guitar, it's a Pacer body. Kramer Pacer. It's a Kramer. Seymour Duncan JB, German Floyd Rose, with the Van Halen Diver Down album cover painted on it. This neck on this guitar with these super jumbo frets is amazing. This neck is, it's a standard Strat body, and it's a Pacer body. It's got a great pickup in it. It's got the Floyd Rose. But this neck, if you can get an 84, they make a bunch of different paint jobs now. This one you can't find. But if you want a really good guitar with the right pickup in it, set up, get this, because this neck is incredible. All right, let's put this back. Okay, so that's the 84. And let's get back to the phone calls. Man, I can talk guitars all night long. All night long. So let me do this. I was going to, there was something here I was going to show. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. Let's get back to the phones. Let's see here. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. All right. Did you know your whole back wall has guitars hanging on it? Go ahead, turn around, look. It goes, and I'm just telling you, there's things this way that you can't see, and there's things this way that you can't see. So, yeah, I'm well aware. And that was from Missy. I don't think, okay. All right, anyway, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, what's up, Jimmy? It's Drew Banky.
Hey, Drew, how are you?
Good. I'm doing all right, brother. I had a death in the family, and I had to go to Georgia. But I was calling in to share, and this is kind of goes into like miracles happen, stuff I talked about before.
Yeah.
Here in Georgia, we seen a meteor on Sunday night. You could Google it right now and share, and I share it on Twitter after this. But there's a huge meteor that lit up the sky. I mean, it lit up the whole ground with blue, and it turned orange and green and yellow. And so my loved one passed away on Friday, and I flew out here from Colorado on Saturday, and this happened Sunday. So it's like just synchronicities I thought I would share. That's pretty interesting. So
and where was the flyover?
So it was in southeast Georgia. You can look it up in WTOC's website. That's like the local news station. But Sunday night at 10 p.m. there was a meteor, and you can Google with that information. You should be able to find it. But if not, I'm on post on Twitter after this, and I'll tag you on it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here, and
it was amazing, bro.
Wow,
it was amazing.
Yeah,
so it was the most profound meteor that I've ever saw, and the timing on it was perfect for me and my family, just to get a little bit of closure.
Yeah, it's right there on WTOC, Georgia, part of the Draconid meteor shower. And it's right there. I've seen a couple of meteors, right? And then when they hit the ground, that's when it's a meteorite, right? Okay. In the air, it's still a meteor. And
this one had to hit, bro. It had to hit.
Right. Which is my little experience that I had. And this was probably, this is 2021, so this is like 2010. And I'm in Burbank, I'm in the Valley, and something catches my eye, and this is in the middle of the afternoon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and something catches my eye. I thought it was like a low-flying plane. That's what popped into my head. But I just happened to look up, and Drew, I'm talking about over my head, probably a mile up, meteor smoking, and it was green, and this trail of smoke flies right over my head, and I can hear it.
Wow.
and it goes right over my head, and it's heading north, and now I can see the mountains, and it's coming down. Long smoke trail, right? Anyway, low. And I'm thinking to myself, how is that thing staying in the air? It was not fast. Anyway, it goes behind the mountains and it's coming down. And all I could think to myself is, jump in your car and go and see where that thing crashed. Because that thing landed somewhere.
That's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah. I think, and it was the once in a lifetime opportunity. And I didn't get in the car. I didn't do anything. I jumped on the internet. This is over Los Angeles. Nobody mentioned it. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was low. I could hear it crackling. It was trippy, man. It was trippy, and it was slow.
So just to set the scene, like, you know, I'm here at my family's place in Georgia, and, you know, there's like 10, 15, 20 of my family, and you know, it's at night, and got a little bonfire in the back, everyone's talking and sharing, and this thing comes flying overhead, and everybody looks at one another, and it's like, it has to be it has to be connected somehow, and it was just a beautiful moment, really.
Yeah.
But I tried to get someone, let's hop in a golf cart or something and go and ride down there. Like that thing had to hit, like, it was crazy, man. It was a beautiful moment for me and my family. I just wanted to share it with you, brother, and you know.
Totally cool. I mean, totally cool. And when it happens like that, at a moment like that synchronicity, you appreciated the moment, you stopped and understood what is going on. Most people don't do that. And thank you for sharing. Very cool. WTOC 11, and it's October 11th. It's right here. Happened 3 nights ago. Right there over Georgia.
Around 10 p.m. or so. It was amazing. It looked like someone had a cop car light and had it on a drone that went over the yard. It was that blue, man. Like it lit up the whole yard blue.
Now, did anybody find it? How big was it?
Well, here's a funny part of it. I called my wife. My wife stayed back to take care of the horse and everything back in the homestead. So the meteor went like behind the Dollar General, you know. That's like across the street from my family's place. I called my wife and she said, "That's a Dollar General being born." but anyway, no, I don't know if it hit back there or not, man. I didn't hear anything hit, but I wanted to go back there and see if I'm assuming it would be. I've never seen it, but I'm assuming it would be glowing. But I didn't go back there. It's same story, man. I talked about it, but didn't do it.
Well, see, here's the thing. They are probably much, much smaller than you think, right? When it's glowing, it looks big, right?
Right.
But
I have a few, but that I've got over the years, and they're super tiny.
Super tiny. And you know, when those are flying through the air, red hot, glowing, flaming, or
there's a shooting star right now. A shooting star just went over top.
See, that's because you're on Fade to Black.
Yeah, it has to be, Jimmy. It has to be.
It has to be. It has to be. But
man, I love you, brother, man. I really enjoyed our conversation. Oh, by the way, before I forget again, happy late birthday. I ended the show without telling you happy birthday the other night. I felt so bad about it, man.
Oh, man, stop. We had a great time.
Oh, man, it was fun, man. Oh, my God.
Well, your name came up at the birthday party a couple of times, too, as well. But I can't tell you what about, but it was cool.
That's no big deal, man. I appreciate it anyways. And I've been feeling it, ever since then. I'm gonna send you a guy too. Check this out, man. Joel Lambert. He's been on Manhunt. He was in Hancock movie, a bunch of other movies. He just under a year ago, he went down south and did ibogaine and 5-MeO-DMT, and now he is all about sharing his experience. I'm gonna send him to you. he's an amazing person to have on the show. Ex-Navy SEAL, Afghanistan, Kosovo, all kinds of stuff, and been on tons of movies. And me and him's working on a project right now with Discovery Channel, so it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I know who he is, and he's a really cool dude. He's he's been around the block. He certainly understands survival and the military and all of that. But I heard that he had this great awakening. So yeah, I would love to talk to him. I would love to get him on the show.
Yeah, I can set that up. I'll hit you up on the email.
I'll talk to you. Hey, Drew, say hi to your family for me. Safe travels back to Colorado.
Thank you, brother. You guys have a great night. Love everything you're doing. Loved everybody. Talk to you later.
Drew Banky. Thank you so much, Drew. And WTOC 11 is the website. You can go and check out the images right there. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Drew Banky coming in on a Thursday night here on Fade to Black. I'm going to take a quick break. It's Fadernight. It's open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on jimmychurchradio.com.
Why is it we're not very good with our health regimen until it's too late? We don't put oil in the car until the engine blows up. When the body's out of balance, your health is not so good. Give your body some love. Log on to wtih.com. That's wtih.com. Try our Life Change Tea, which cleanses you from harmful intruders. A clean colon is one of the ways to bring the body in balance. We also carry organic supplements to help you get where you need to go. So do your body a favor. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. You can even visit our sales page to save some dough. Does anybody call money dough anymore? Anyway, if you're looking for short, helpful health tips, go to YouTube and punch in Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. So, log on to getthetea.com, shop, get balanced, then learn some cool tips at Health Matters Now. You'll be glad you did. That's getthetea.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from Rivermoon. Just click on the Rivermoon Coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
When you're in the house for longer periods of time, you can see them flying or running across the floor. Ooh, yuck. They're unhealthy, gross, and disgusting. Bugs. I loathe bugs. We keep a clean home, but occasionally bugs show up. Well, I found something that is tougher than bugs. Orange Guard. On contact, it kills hidden bugs, including ants, roaches, and fleas. Plus, Orange Guard is a residual repellent. All of the ingredients of Orange Guard are on the FDA generally recognized as safe list. Orange Guard may be used around food, humans, and pets. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Orange Guard. Available at orangeguard.com, Whole Foods, and Ace Hardware.
Gold loves chaos, uncertainty, and disarray. History shows us what gold does when people aren't sure about the government, the stock market, their jobs, or their retirement savings. Our national debt is skyrocketing. Gold and other precious metals are a defense measure against inflation and a stock market that might take years to recover. So what can you do right now to protect yourself? Call United Gold Group. We offer gold and other precious metals delivered securely within 72 hours. Are you worried about about the stock market? We can also help you set up a real gold or silver IRA or a 401k. Safe and secure. United Gold Group makes gold ownership affordable. Call now and get up to $2,500 in free gold or silver with a qualified IRA. Call 800-753-8534. That's 800-753-8534 or visit UnitedGoldGroup.com.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why fade to black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Thursday night Fader night. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black. I spend 20, 25 minutes a night in each segment on Twitter. That's what I do. And then during the breaks, I bounce over to the YouTube chat to see what's going on over there for a few minutes, and I look for somebody to chop and do that. And then I go back to Twitter, and I'm in the sandbox all night, right? Okay, so that's my little cycle of things. I jump over right now to the YouTube chat, and this is what's going on over there. Potatoes. Potatoes. How do you like them? How do you cook them? What do you put on them? It's about potatoes. You would think, I mean, UFOs, time travel, conspiracy theory, you would think, right? Guitars, you would think. Potatoes. It is all about potatoes. I could spend the next segment ignoring phone calls and talking about potatoes. Is there a conscious connection? A consciousness connection? There is a potato consciousness connection. This was I'm going to go back about 15 years, 10 years, 15 years. It was a while ago. And I went through this weird phase of French fries and trying to cook the perfect French fry. What oil to use, how to cut them, how thick, thin. I was shoestring, I was going wedges, different oils, different things, butter, frying them in butter. But here's the deal. I would have the craziest dreams on French fries. I'm not joking. And I noticed it. French fries. And so I went even as far as to a couple of nights. I went to like McDonald's and only ordered French fries. I'll take 6 large fries, please. Anything else? No, just 6 large fries. Anyway, going through this and Wendy's fries, In-N-Out fries, trying to figure this whole thing out. The result, medium cut, not wedges, not thick, not that. Shoestring, could never get that right, but a medium cut, like a 1/4 inch, like medium, in vegetable oil, not corn, and I tried olive oil. That burns, and to get it hot enough, I've tried that. Butter is okay, but it takes a while. But your regular veggie oil and medium cut, and I spent years on this. Years. The best dreams. So there you go. There is a connection. There is a connection. Now, what do you put on fries? So that was the other experiment. So going to the market and getting different kinds of chili, Denison's, no beans, Hormel, there's a few others out there, and experimenting with that was okay. I kept going. Tommy's, which we have here in California. I can't speak for the rest of the country. Tommy's burgers here in Los Angeles, you can get their chili by the the pint size, and they have a bigger one. It's expensive. Like the big one's like $20. It's like twice as big as a Haagen-Dazs pint. It's like this big, $20. You cannot beat that if you're going to go chili cheese fries. You've got to have the original Tommy's chili. And messing around with the other stuff, never got it quite right. Tried playing around with that. I can't believe. See, I just got sucked in to this potatoes conversation. It's a good thing. Russet potatoes. You guys, ketchup, mustard, hot sauce. Okay, I could see. What, do you mix all of that together? Vinegar, brown sauce, tons of pepper. Brown sauce. Okay, okay, all right. Are you talking about gravy? Is that what the brown sauce is? Is that what the brown sauce is? Okay. All right, but put onion rings on fries. Put onion rings on fries. Phew. You guys are too much. I just love the Fadernights. You guys are the best. All right, let me see here. Who do I have? Oh, wow. Okay. I think we got Naptown up next. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. It's Jane from Indianapolis.
It's Jane from Naptown.
Hi.
So we're talking potatoes tonight.
Your live chat can be out of control some nights. It's so funny.
What's the best? What's the best French fries in Indy? Are you going to stay Steak and Shake?
Ooh. You'll probably shoot me, but I'm going to say Popeyes.
Oh no, Popeyes fries are good. Oh no,
Yeah.
Those are good in any city. I know I like Popeyes fries. No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you there. The Steak and Shake fries are cool. They're really thin, and yeah. But Popeyes, okay, all right, fair enough. No, Popeyes fries are good. They're up
they're
there.
A little spicy and a little sweet, so I like them that way.
Yeah, a little spicy and a little sweet. All right, Jane, what's on your mind tonight?
Well, you were talking about guitars, and I have not a question, but a story. That's kind of a little humorous and interesting. My little brother, he's an automotive engineer, but his hobby is to reproduce for artwork Eddie Van Halen's guitars.
Whoa.
So, I mean, he does the painting and everything downstairs. I mean, he doesn't put the guts in, but he puts the strings on. He doesn't, run into any legalities with, the brand of guitar or Van Halen patenting or anything.
Right.
So he tries to make it as close as possible in reproducing it. So in doing this, he has built up relationships with different vendors who sell parts, guitar parts. So he developed a relationship with a guy over a couple of years, and they ended up on the phone one day and started talking personally. And my brother's a huge Eddie Van Halen fan, so they started talking. And so this relationship went on for another year, and the guy one day got on the phone with him. He said, look, he goes, I have a friend in Jersey who used to work in a studio in Jersey. And he was there one night when Eddie was working. And he found there was a guitar neck in the garbage can. And he asked Eddie if he could have that. And Eddie said, sure, man, take it. Well, it's the guitar neck from the Jump video in the 1984 album. It's that guitar neck.
Really?
So he offered it. Yeah. So he gave the information to my brother, and my brother contacted this guy. He verified that, sure enough, it is the guitar neck from that Jump video. So he has this guitar neck, okay? He's not doing anything with it. He's not going to build a guitar with it. He has it under his bed, and he's going to be buried with it.
I bet he is. I bet he is.
But he has people calling him to come and see this guitar neck. It's kind of funny. It's almost like a little shrine for people that he knows.
Yeah. I still have. I did this years ago. I got a handful of Eddie's picks from one of his rehearsals, and screw it, right? Nobody's looking. I'm grabbing those things off the stage. These are, he's dropping them, and I'm picking them up. Anyway, I've got a whole tin full of Eddie's picks, and once in a while I'll break them out. I remember I was out of guitar picks. This is like 25 years ago. I'm out of guitar picks, and I'm like, oh man, I got to use one of Eddie's. And I took it out, and I just felt like it was wrong, right? And I did. I sharpened it, and I still have that pick, but I didn't want to do it, and I was out of guitar picks, And so, what would I do if like I broke a neck on a guitar, and I've got Eddie Van Halen's guitar neck under the bed, Do you bolt it on a body? Do you do it? Do you do it? I think, he wants to be buried with it. I think that's a great story, and he should. But there are people out there like myself that would say that thing needs to get played. There's magic in that. His DNA his DNA, his sweat, his dirt is in that. So. Yeah, I don't know. Good for him, though. That's an amazing story, Jane. Amazing.
Yeah. His living room looks a lot like your studio. I mean, he has collected guitars, and so it looks a lot like your studio. But he does not play guitar.
He just paints. He
does.
Put him in touch with me. If he's making Frankenstein bodies, he's painting. That's what they're called, right? The Eddie Van Halen Frankensteins.
Yeah, that's his favorite one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, have him reach out to me. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Jane.
I will do that.
Maybe I'll have him do something for me.
I have to thank you for doing something for me. You turned me on to Doug Aldrich, and oh my God, is he fantastic?
He's the best. He's the best. He's the best. I can call him right now. You want me to call him right now? Get him on the phone, and you can go, hey, Doug. Doug. I'll talk to you, Jane. Have a great night.
Thanks.
That's a great phone call. Jane, if you're listening, definitely have him reach out to me. Have him reach out. And Fender is building me a Frankenstein guitar. It's not ready yet. It's supposed to be ready like any day, and I'll have that here. But I was thinking about having a custom one built that I put together. But the paint job is the difficult part of that. And I don't want to try to tackle painting a Frankenstein guitar. There's a certain art and a sequence, and there are people out there that do this that are really, 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 really good at it. So there's that part. And if he's doing this and he's got it down, then I could have him do that. I'll have the neck made, and then I'll put all the guts in it and do all of that myself. And you know, you got to have the 1971 quarter. There's things that have to be done to the guitar. You have to have the reflectors put on the back. You've got to do all of those things. And I'll do all of that myself. But it's the painting of the guitar. That's the tough one. And not sure who Doug is. Is he the man? Oh, man. All right, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Deb from Sacramento.
Hi, Deb. How are you?
Oh, I'm having so much fun tonight over here in YouTube chat. And, you know, I originally was not going to call in, but I had to.
Okay.
Because we're hitting on so many fun topics tonight, Jimmy. First of all, I want to let you know I'm off the Vicodin.
Okay. Okay.
But I'm actually a lot sillier off the Vicodin tonight.
Okay. All right.
Now, so I want to hit on 3 topics. Potatoes, moons came up, and clones. So number 1, potatoes. My question for you as a child, did you like to play Mr. Potato Head?
I did.
Mm-hmm. Did you spend a lot of time playing? Did you obsess on the game, or was it just kind of a
no?
Thing?
But I always found Mr. Potato Head interesting. I did. I mean, I grew out of it by the age of 5, but But yeah, Mrs. Potato Head, that was cool. It was all right. I have no issues with the potato heads.
Did you ever play jacks?
Jacks?
Yeah, I think jacks were more of a girl's thing.
It was a girl's thing.
Jacks? Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
I mean, I did, but I mean, look, we're talking about 7 years old, 8 years old, and playing jacks, right? So if my memory serves, you bounce the ball, you pick up 1 jack, you catch the ball. The next one, you bounce the ball, you pick up 2 jacks, right? And then 3, and then right? That's playing jacks. Yeah, I probably messed around with that for a month in the summer of 72. Yeah. Okay, so next.
Okay. Well, I do think jacks really help kids develop their coordination skills and timing and things like that. Well, also potatoes. My favorite is au gratin potatoes because I make a wonderful scratch au gratin potato dish. So that's my favorite potatoes. Next. So you're a musician, you're the music guy, and so earlier over in the chat I was saying, guys, faders, how many songs can we think of with moon in the title? Can you give me 5, Jimmy?
5 songs with moon in the title.
Go.
Moon Dance by Van Morrison. Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. Bark at the Moon by Ozzy Osbourne. Paper Moon by some jazz dude. Let's see. So that's 4.
Yep, 1 more.
Silvery Moon.
Right.
So that's 5. Okay, there you go.
Wait. Who was the artist for Silvery Moon?
On a silvery moon. Original. Well, I can tell you, my favorite version of it was Leon Redbone.
Okay, that counts. Can you tell me who recorded and made famous Moon River?
Come on. It's not Dean Martin. Honey. It's not Dean Martin.
No.
It's his buddy.
No.
Hold on. Hold on.
No Googling.
No, but he had that. Oh, man, I could see his face.
I'm going to give you a clue. His first name rhymes with candy.
His first name rhymes with candy?
Yes.
Okay, don't
I'm
know.
practically giving you his name.
Okay, who is it?
Sandy Williams. Come on, Church. Really?
Okay. I thought it was no, Moon River. Hold on a minute here. Okay.
You can. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to I'm gonna call you on this one. I'm gonna call you on this one. The original Moon River. Okay, you have Andy Williams.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, maybe it is Andy that I'm thinking of. All right.
Well, he's the one that made it really famous. I don't know if he composed it, but he's the one that made it really big.
Was he this? What was the movie it was in?
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Breakfast. Did he sing that version?
Oh yes.
Okay. All right. So then that's who I was thinking of. Okay.
Okay. So earlier you referenced something in the chat room about duct tape. You said, I don't even want to know. So here's another thing I started. What is your understanding of what a clone is? What is your identification of a clone?
A clone?
Yeah. What do you think a clone is?
A clone is the copy of a cell that replicates into a duplicate of another living being.
Very good. My definition of a clone is a duplicate meat sack of us with no soul. I have that are used for God knows what purpose, and I have absolutely no sympathy or empathy for a clone. And so the joke was, someone brought up clone, and they said, somewhere out there, Jimmy's got a clone. I said, let me tell you what I would do if I could catch Jimmy's clone. And this is based on our past conversation about the kind of person you are, okay? I said I would get the clone, I would tie it to a chair, I would put makeup on it, and I would make it watch 24 hours straight of movie musicals. And then I would watch it, freak out, have a stroke, fall out of the chair, and die. And that was the joke. And so, of course, they took that and they just absolutely ran with it. And that's where duct tape and all this came in. And they're like, Deb, you're scaring me. I said, I'm talking about his clone, not him, because I have no empathy for clones. So that's where the duct tape came in.
I got nothing. That reminds me, what was the movie? What was the movie with Jerry Lewis, The King of Comedy?
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of that movie, The King of Comedy. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, go watch The King of Comedy and think about everything that you just said.
Okay.
All right.
You know what? I have to thank you, too, for recommending Dave Chappelle's new comedy. Now, I haven't seen it. I'm going to watch it later tonight on Netflix, and I can't wait because you know my love for Dave Chappelle. And people were saying in the chat, oh, you're going to love it. It's so funny and blah, blah, blah. So can't wait. I'll let you go because I know you have other calls. But before you leave, if you get a chance tonight, I did send you an email to take with you on your trip.
Okay.
So anyway, have a great night. Have a good trip, Jimmy.
I'll talk to you. Have a great night.
Okay. Go Beckley Tappy.
Time to fade to black. Deb from Modesto coming in strong. All right. Andy Williams. And I was thinking of who's saying chances are? Man, that's okay. Chances are Johnny Mathis. That's who I was thinking, Moon River. But no, it was definitely Andy Williams. I was thinking it was Johnny Mathis. There you go. Man, I got to head to a break, but I've got all these calls on hold. And I am going to do this. All right, I promise. Instead of bringing somebody in right now and not getting the entire call in, I will get everybody in after the break, okay? This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, and I'm going to take a break a little bit early so I can get everybody in when I come back. This is Fade to Black's Thursday night. It is Fadernight. Open lines all night long. Lisa, you're funny. I know, right? This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. And, Lisa, we'll be texting after the show. I'll be right back. Stay with us.
Listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I take Life Change Tea supplements every single day. It's what I do. Click on their banner at jimmychurchradio.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
This is Billy Carson with ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Forbidden Knowledge TV has just reached its 1-year anniversary. That's right, 1 year. And as a show of appreciation, we are giving all new subscribers a free 30-day trial of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's 30 days to binge watch thousands of movies, documentaries, conferences, workshops, lectures, yoga classes, meditation courses, and so much more. So log on to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv from your computer or mobile device, or get the Forbidden Knowledge TV app on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon, iTunes, or Google Play today, and use coupon code 30daysfree. That's coupon code 30 days free on ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way.
This is KJCR at jimmychurchradio.com.
Fade to Black. Fade to Black. Thursday night, Fadernight, open lines all night long. And this is pretty close. Seriously. And Eric Awakening, man. Oh, man. Yeah, that's... Oh, man. That's funny. That's funny. Thursday night, Fader night, open lines all night long. I went to commercial break a couple of minutes early. I want to get everybody in tonight. I'm not going to leave anybody hanging. Okay, so let's go straight back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, this is Rylan from Oklahoma.
This is who?
Rylan, R-Y-L-A-N.
R-Y-L-A-N. You want to speak to Jimmy?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to talk to him about?
I just kind of have like I guess it's like a little like personal theory or idea.
About UFOs?
Well, I guess like I don't know really how to say it. I guess just like the way you look at gravity or the Earth.
Okay, I'm going to put you on. I'm going to put you on hold and get you on with Jimmy. Okay, stay right there. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, this is Rylan from Oklahoma.
How you doing, man?
Good. How about you?
Pretty good. So my screener says you have a theory.
Yeah. I guess just like a personal theory. I don't know. It was just an idea.
What's it about?
So, have you ever seen the movie Elysium or Interstellar?
I've seen both. Yes, both great movies, by the way.
So, I guess you know how in the end of Interstellar it shows Matthew McConaughey on that ship, and like basically in Elysium, like the tower in space.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Are you talking about when he is in the when Matthew McConaughey is floating in the man? What did they call that? The big square lattice, and he's floating through that, or when he's on the ship itself?
It was like the Murphy ship.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah. So you know how like it frames to the like that one picture, and it just shows like kind of like how the ship is in outer space, like it's kind of like curved.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I don't know. I guess like I was just like looking up at the stars one night, like me and my brother, and like I guess you could like I like just saw like the sky is like I don't know, it's like connected, like gridded one night, and I just kind of like saw like the like whenever like looked around, you could just kind of see like the Earth, like how it was curved, and I just like kind of put two and two together, and just like I guess thought like I don't know, it just seemed like really familiar, and just kind of like blew my head off for a minute.
Yeah, and you bring up a really good point though, Rylan, which is this: the science. There's a book out called "The Science of Interstellar," and by Kip Thorne, and Kip won the. Speaking of gravity, he won the Nobel Prize in 2017 for the discovery of gravity waves. Him and a couple of others. Anyway, so Kip Thorne, one of the leading physicists in the world, astrophysicist, theoretical physicist, his study of black holes and gravity. He's probably one of the premier minds in all of this. But when the ideas for Interstellar started to go around Hollywood, the producer and the creator of the film contacted Kip Thorne and said, we need to have a scientific approach to this, and we want the film to be as accurate as possible. And Kip said, he said, I'm in. Well, he wrote a book called The Science of Interstellar, and which I have. It's an amazing book. I've read it cover to cover like 5 times. And what's that?
You said it was Kip Thorne?
Kip, K-I-P, Kip.
Oh, okay.
Kip Thorne. It's you've got to, and because you brought up Interstellar and gravity and these aspects of it, and the way that it affected you, Kip Thorne wanted to make sure that the science behind Interstellar, gravity, time travel, black holes, the wormhole that they traveled through at the beginning of the movie, and how all of that was represented, that all of it was going to be based on science. And I think that most physicists and scientists and cosmologists and things that went and watched that film were able to go, you know what, this is the first time Hollywood got it right and got it pretty close. This isn't science fiction. This is just science applied to a really cool movie. And so Kip made sure that the visuals of the film, all of it, were based in science, and so that anybody watching the film would enjoy the story, of course, but that would the things that they were seeing would be accurate per science today. And you recognize that. You should go and get the book, The Science of Interstellar by Kip Thorne. It is a page turner. And what's really cool about the book is he talks about the very, very beginning of everything before the film was a film, and how they developed the script and the meetings that he had and his approach to everything way before he even gets to the movie. And how the movie was made, but how concerned he was for the science. And that's the first half of the book. It's incredible. It's an incredible read. You should go check it out.
Oh, well, I'll have to check that out for sure.
Rylan, thank you, man. Great phone call.
All right, thanks, man.
Really appreciate it.
Have a good night.
Yeah,
Bye.
you too. And enjoy your weekend. It's a great phone call right there. The Science of Interstellar. It is an incredible book. I just highly recommend it. And so I go and I read the book. I read it. And I went straight back and watched Interstellar. I went back and watched the movie again. Went back and read the book. Went back and read the movie again. And I did that for about a month straight. Absolutely. And Kip Thorne is amazing, and his writing style and the way that he wrote the book, really, 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 really cool. So let's see. I promised that I would get everybody in. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, my name is Mr. Josh or Mr. Reaper from the After Chat after the show, and I have a couple of things I want to chime in about.
Okay, Mr. Reaper.
I'll be in the Discord after the show.
Okay. All right. All right.
That'll be my Discord name, but Josh is fine for now.
Okay. All right.
I'm from California, fairly close to Zenzabil. And there are a couple of interesting topics that were mentioned. One, potatoes, two, clones, and the philosophy behind what consciousness is and the ethicality and how you should treat that. And then the third thing, which was the primary reason that I wanted to call, to see if you'd be interested in hearing about this topic. It's not on the paranormal side, but it is a realistic threat into the improper data tracking mechanisms and how AI leverages that today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what are your thoughts?
Which one do you want? Let's go.
Not enough time to do all four, but let's jump straight into AI.
All right. So I work in HPC on the hardware side. So I do know a thing or two about the hardware dynamics stuff. And it was released today, and I've been theorizing for the longest time that the AI mechanisms that are used in social media and other applications, especially such as VR, Google Glass, where they're monitoring not only your behavioral reaction to different stimuli, creating themselves a psychological profile of your behavior, and then they sell that data, right? We all know that on the basis of the news feed and
of course.
Right, like websites making sure their user base goes to the right buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very simple for search engine optimization. However, when it comes to monitoring things like your pupil dilation, and with your pupils dilating, I can tell if we can tell if you're afraid, compassionate, a lot of that. And so a lot of these VR headsets have another device, another camera on the inside that measures your pupil dilation, specifically the Oculus. So Facebook was released in the news today as having bringing to the public light their project called 4D. That's it, 4D project. It's a robust AI that is going to measure all of your movements, your reactions, your emotional reactions. And at some point here, the problem of having your personal health data being sold is very prevalent. furthermore, the Congress has inaccurately defined what personal health data is and does not include measurements of pupil dilation.
Yeah,
and psychological profiling.
But here's the thing, Josh. This being sold as a commodity, it's been going on for a while. But the thing, this is the crazy part, is I don't think most people at this point, they've been so desensitized to it, they don't give a crap. And it is so insane to me that at this point, everybody's just kind of thrown in the towel. Of course, they're buying and selling my data. Of course, I'm aware of it. I don't really care. And what I find amazing about that is if you I'll just say something crazy, right? Let's just say I'm making this up on the fly, but you've got an itch on your arm, right? Okay, and the next thing you know, you go and you Google search itchy arm, itchy skin, or I'm just randomly doing this, and the next thing you know, and you're going through. You're not a doctor. You don't know what you're reading. You don't know anything. You just know you've got an itch on your arm. And your Google searches take you through this and through that. And the next thing you know, you're on a skin cancer website.
Right.
That data, if you don't think that search specifically isn't tied back to you and who you are, your name, your address, and this information isn't going out to insurance companies, you've lost your mind. It absolutely does. And you think you're privately doing this in your home, your little medical thing, whatever it is that you went and did your search on in the privacy of your own home, is now accessible to doctors and insurance companies, not only in the United States, but around the world. And that data is sold all the way down to your IP address. And all of the sudden, you think it's just by coincidence, you're seeing creams, medication, prescriptions, cancer treatments popping up in your newsfeed? That's not a coincidence. And trust me, that's your news feed. Your buddy in the cubicle next door isn't getting cancer treatment recommendations in his news feed. And this is the way, and this is the future. So when you're talking about specific body measurements, heart rates, blood pressure, emotional responses, oculus and iris and pupil, and of course. And all of that, I just went through, Josh, this is no joke. I can't say who specifically, but listen to what I'm about to tell you. I sat through a demo of a 6th generation VR headset, 20 years beyond Oculus, self-contained, of 360-degree insanity. And I went through 3 different programs with this. And there's some video that was shot of me going through this demonstration. I can't go further with this and who the company was and stuff. I can't do that. Serious violations
like
of
yeah.
But going through the data that is being picked up by me and going back into this computer and what I'm doing, of course, all the telemetry is being recorded. And why wouldn't it? And it was fascinating. And it is the 3D part of the VR part, I should say, not 3D. The VR part of the future is getting pretty damn good. I was impressed, man. I was impressed. So I've got the gloves on, right? You put on gloves, and then you've got a controller in each hand, right? So you've got a game, but it's like a Bluetooth joystick. So you've got buttons on the top, and you can move it around, and you can squeeze, and you can trigger, and you can do all of this. And everything that you do is done in the 3D world. So it's the movement of your head, of course, and you're looking around and walking, get up and walk, and you're walking in this 3D thing. But your hands are doing stuff. So you're reaching out, and you're grabbing things, you're touching things, you're moving things. And it was just like, man, it was no different than the room I was in. And it wasn't glitching. It was smooth. I mean, and there was a couple of programs that were done by, you know what, the best, I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to get in trouble. But let's just say visual artists that are code writers. And you're going into these virtual worlds that they have created. And oh my God. Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And
you know what my problem was with this? I could see if I had this device in my home, I would never leave. You know, that is crazy entertainment. I mean, it is bizarre. You know, and
when it comes to the utility of this, I mean, military applications.
Oh, it's limitless. No, you're 100%. No, the utility is universal. I mean, from the military is an obvious thing. The gaming part is an obvious thing. But how about what if you wanted to go to Florence, Italy, and walk down the street? Right. It's I mean, it's crazy. Why would you pay for a plane ticket if you could do this? You know, and you know, get the smells. You know, smelling the cafe as you walk by, and all of that could come into play, and you would know it. I went into. I got to get to these other calls, Josh, but
yes,
I went into. Oh man, I don't want to give it. I'm gonna get into some trouble here. I went into a house, and the house was in the middle of the desert, so you're in this living room with floor to ceiling glass all around you, and you could look out of the windows out into the desert landscape, and it wasn't animation. They have done some kind of 360-degree photography and filming, you know, very accurate. And you are in an actual you would think.
This sounds like George Lucas's 1987 early renditions of VR.
It was. I mean, it was so fun, and I'm looking around.
No vertigo, no nausea.
You know what? I was only I did it for about 30 minutes. And this is just a couple of weeks ago, man. Right. This just happened. And I don't talk about everything on the air each night, you know, and I didn't know how much of this I could share. But the experiences in the fake worlds, in the artist-generated stuff, the animation, that was crazy. That was so much fun. You're going into a completely new reality. But the other part of being in an actual living room in a home, that was, man, it was crazy. And I was looking for glitches. I was, you know, and to be able to reach out onto a coffee table and move an ashtray around, you know, and being able to do, and it's real. Right, this isn't.
It's live.
This isn't
time.
Yeah, this isn't. What's a Grand Theft Auto? You know, it's not. No, I'm talking about this was real. It was really well done. Josh, I got to get to the rest of these phone calls. I promised everybody I would get to everybody tonight. Great phone call.
Thank you for your time. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much, my friend. Call me back. I'll talk to you.
I absolutely will. Thank you for being the new art bell of my life.
Thank you, Josh. Have a good night. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, Jimmy. Bye.
Yeah, right on. That's a good phone call right there. Yeah, man, I went through it. I did the AR thing, And it was nuts. It was nuts. I actually went through it. Okay. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
This is Al, A-L, Al.
A-L, Al. Where are you calling from,
Yes.
Al?
From deep South Texas again. I was on last week.
Okay, Al, what's on your mind?
Yeah, all right. Okay, so 2 things. Number 1, have you seen the movie Thing? Yes, the original?
I've seen them both, yes.
All right. Okay, the original one. Okay, I was watching it last night because we're getting ready for Halloween. And so, my older son's 15, younger son's 13. And last year we watched...
Well, Al, before...
Yes.
I don't want to run out of time. So...
Oh, gosh, are we at the end?
Yeah, we're at the end, man. We've got minutes left.
Oh, gosh.
Okay,
Holy moly.
Okay.
All right. So during the show, the original Thing, I forget what part it was, they mentioned chariots of the gods.
They do?
Right? Yes, they do. And I should have snapped it on my phone when I was watching it because I'm getting ready for Halloween.
In the black and white thing?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh, you're talking about Kurt Russell. Oh, John Carpenter.
Yes, that version.
Yeah, John Carpenter's. Okay.
Is there one before that?
Yeah, 1955, 1956, The
Oh,
Thing.
Gosh.
Oh, that's
fine. I got to put that on my list.
Yeah,
Put that on my list. Anyways, but this, okay, fine. Version 2, they say Chariots of the Gods, Eric Von Däniken, right? So imagine this. Let's get Eric Von Däniken there. Let's get Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? From Total Recall, version 1.
Mm-hmm.
And let's have them talk about it. And we can throw in, this that'll be fun. And then we throw in Richard T. Hoagland so he can introduce the Mars thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think that would be fun.
There you go, Al. Enjoy your night,
Right?
man. And you know what?
Hey,
I just
good
watched.
night, man.
Yeah. And thank you for the phone call. I watched Kurt Russell's The Thing about I'm going to say about a month ago. And it had been a while. I watched it at the drive-in at Pendleton Pike in Indianapolis. Saw it at the drive-in, and I loved the film. And I went back and watched it last month, and that is just a great movie. It's just a great movie, beginning to end. And the special effects, the stop motion with the dog and doing the transformation, I enjoyed it more now as an adult, and how John Carpenter pulled that off. That's a great movie. Great movie. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. It's Carrie in Palm Springs. How are you?
I am fantastic, Carrie. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you. Yeah, wait, is your screener available? I really
Yeah, I know, right? Right. I'll make sure my screener.
Get a break, or is he available?
I'll make sure my screener screens you next time.
Yeah, because he's really good.
He's good. And you know, it's funny. Nobody has picked up yet that he's a close relative of mine.
I know it.
You know, nobody's figured that part out.
He's a clone, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
maybe.
Speaking of clones. Okay, so what's on your mind, Carrie? What's going on?
Well, let's see. Wow, a fantastic week on Fade to Black. I love it when you talk science to me. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, great caller, Todd, the cosmologist, the other night.
Yes.
He was bringing some legit science, and I appreciated that. However, a comment, and then I have kind of a question. So, in regards to why our Earth is so special, how he mentioned that Jupiter, the gas giant, was sort of pushed out further in the constellation.
Mm-hmm.
So allowing Earth to be the third rock from the sun, so to speak. So the order of the planets in the solar system is crucial. We have to be, for a rocky planet that has liquid water to be in the Goldilocks zone, it is, depending on the size of the sun and how far, but not too far. etc. That's crucial, and he's correct on the constellation. However, I think one of the most important factors in why our solar system and why Earth has survived as long as it has and thrived is that we have this thing called the asteroid belt. Not only do we have an asteroid belt kind of in between Mars and Jupiter, beyond it we have the Kuiper belt at the end of our solar system, and then beyond that we have the Oort cloud. So we have these 3 layers of protection that are preventing large asteroids from coming in and not only hitting Earth, but just imagine if it hit one of the other planets in our solar system, it could knock the whole constellation off.
Mm-hmm.
Because if, say, Jupiter gets knocked out, or Saturn or Mars, that would disrupt the gravity pull from the sun connecting other planets and including Earth. So it could knock us off axis or move us around in the constellation and, of course, change the features of Earth. So that's my dovetail into Todd's call. So I wanted to mention that.
Yeah, and you said, and then you had one point you wanted to make.
Yeah, my question.
Oh, question.
Question. In regards to the conversation about the physics of the tic-tac, this is just a point. If the tic-tac is not human-made and it's the other category is alien, some people also bring up this concept of a special or secret civilization of humans on planet Earth, that like a breakaway civilization.
Right.
What data do we have? Do we have any proof? I mean, this is just a theory. Do we ever? Where is that coming from, and where is any data to support that? Because I find that curious.
Yeah, and you're right about that. And what I found really interesting, Carrie, is that with ATIP and Lou Elizondo and you know, UAPs and unidentified aerial phenomena, and obviously a direct connection to ET, with all of those conversations over the years, and all of a sudden Lou, which just seemed like out of nowhere, and I've just got 60 seconds before I have to call it. Lou suddenly is discussing, well, you know, but there's a fourth category here. What if they're already here? And so what that says to me is, what is it that Lou knows? Yeah. What is it that our government knows? Are we talking about the Bermuda Triangle here? Are we talking about, something living under the oceans that they have been aware of and made contact with? And let's go back to the U.S. Navy and right now how they are a central figure in all of this. And the United States Air Force and the Marines and the Army, they're not talking about any of this. It's all about the Navy. Is there something going on here that Lou knows about and others where this conversation isn't necessarily ET? And Lou has taken me off of the ET conversation on this show. And has gone. So what is? Yeah, I find that very compelling, Carrie. And is there something there? Well, maybe we'll find out. Carrie, enjoy your night. It's always great to hear your voice. Thank you so much.
Me have safe travels, and it's time to fade to black.
It's time to fade to black. Carrie from Palm Springs hung out at my house this weekend for the party. Did you have a good time?
I had an amazing time. It was the best. Thank you.
And thank you for the hummingbird feeder. I'll talk to you, Carrie.
So
I'll talk to you, Carrie. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
You too, Jimmy. Take care.
Right on, Carrie from Palm Springs. And I told Carrie yesterday, I said, you know what? I'm looking forward to your call tomorrow night on Fade to Black. With that, I didn't get to everybody. I tried. But that's just the way it goes. This is Fade to Black, another Fadernight in the can. This is why I do the show right here. That was a perfect night on the show. Absolutely perfect. Thank you to everybody that called in. Fade to Black is produced by Hill J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vito, and Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy. SpaceboyMusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and syndication is UnX, the UnX Network, launching October 31st. This broadcast on a copyrighted 2021 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. We got a great week coming up. I'm going to go get a little bit of shut-eye and jump on a plane in the morning. I'll be back on Sunday in time for Fade to Black on Monday. But until then, everybody be safe. It's time to fade to black.